Lately, I've been thinking about why so many cartoon characters end up feeling so similar. You know, the feeling when you sit down, draw, thinking, this one's going to be great, then somehow the character still comes out stiff and predictable, same head shape, same proportions, same comfortable pose. Technically, the drawing works, nothing looks broken, but nothing stands out either. But don't worry anymore, because this problem is fixable. So first I'll show you why this happens, then how to break out of it, and finally how to actually use this in your own drawings. So why do we keep ending up with the same kind of characters again and again? This usually comes from one really common habit. And what's annoying is you don't even notice it while you're drawing, because you only notice it at the end, when the character suddenly feels way too familiar. But once you start changing that habit, then your character starts changing too. So most of the time, you're just drawing things you've already drawn 100 times. And it means that you're inside your comfort zone. The good old comfort zone we never really want to leave, right? So even when you try making new character, the same ideas just keep sneaking back in, especially if all your inspiration keeps coming from other cartoons, comics, games, and character designs. So your own designs eventually start circling the same ideas. And don't get me wrong, studying other artists is important. We learn a ton from other people's work. But when everything you draw already feels kind of familiar, it's usually because your inspiration keeps coming from the same kinds of places. You're not really pulling from anything new yet. So if you want your characters to feel different, you also need different things to draw from. And that's where random objects come in. And yeah, it sounds a little weird at first, but there's a reason this helps so much. So the object doesn't give you the character. You're still designing the character yourself. It just helps you make shape choices you normally wouldn't think of. So, for example, grab something nearby, a hammer, a teapot, a trolley, it doesn't matter. Then build a character around its shapes instead of starting from the same ideas again. But don't copy the object literally, just steal the parts that make it interesting. A hammer, for example, is heavy at the top, thick, blunt, built to smash things, right? If your character uses those shapes, it already starts feeling solid and stubborn, not someone you want to argue with. Of course, it also depends on how you use those shapes, because you can even turn a hammer-like character into a really friendly little guy, like this here. But a teapot gives you something completely different. Round body, tiny base, weird little spout sticking out of the side. And that's a character too. Even the silhouette already feels more specific. So, like I said, when you mostly draw from memory, the same kinds of ideas keep showing up. But random objects pull you away from all that and push you toward new shapes, new proportions, and new ideas you probably wouldn't try. But how do you actually do this in practice? Because the easy mistake here is just copying the object exactly as it looks. And the goal isn't to draw a toaster with a face, right? By the way, if you try this exercise, post your sketches in the group. You can get feedback there too. And I really want to see how many cursed toaster characters this video creates. Links down below. So how do you actually do this in practice? So start with the big shape first, with the silhouette. Don't think about eyes, clothes, or details yet. Just look at the object itself. Is it wide, thin, top heavy? Does it lean forward? Does it feel stable or awkward? Because that already gives you a base for the character. Then look at what makes the object specific and start looking for the weird parts, you know, sharp corners, bend shapes, handles, tiny details sticking out where you wouldn't expect them. A kettle, for example, has that curved handle shape, and a stapler feels low, flat, and weirdly aggressive, those little shape choices are usually the stuff that makes a character feel more specific. And another thing, push the proportions harder than it feels comfortable, because that's where cartoon characters come alive. Make it too wide, too tall, too top heavy, redraw it a few times, and if the result looks ridiculous, good, because weird characters are usually more fun anyway. So instead of repeating the same old ideas again, now you are starting from shapes that already have more character to them. And that's usually why the design ends up feeling more interesting right away. Now go find a weird object and see what happens. And when you're done, the next video is waiting, because once you have a character, you still need to pose them. And that's where the line of action comes in. And this is where a lot of us mess up, because it's a tricky one and it took me a long time to even notice it. So let's fix that. See you there.